The concept of Luso-tropicalism was formulated by Brazilian sociologist Gilberto Freire in a trilogy of books published from 1933, known as The Masters and the Slaves, The Mansions and the Shanties, and Order and Progress. Although the term Luso-tropicalism was coined later in the 1950s, it serves to encapsulate Freire's interconnected ideas about Brazil and Portuguese colonialism. In The Masters and the Slaves, Freire outlines the fundamental aspects of the concept. He suggests that extensive mixing, or miscegenation, occurred in Brazil among people of European, African, and native Amerindian descent, resulting in a subtle and complex blend. This mixing was influenced by the Portuguese colonists' decision to establish a sugar monoculture, using a large-scale farming model. The colonists, a small and mostly male group, justified enslavement and intermingling with the native Amerindian population, due to a perceived shortage of labor. Once the nomadic culture of the native population was disrupted by the Portuguese emphasis on settled ranches and fixed labor, African slaves took their place. Gilberto Freire, a Brazilian sociologist, developed the concept of Luso-tropicalism in his trilogy of books published from 1933. This term was coined in the 1950s to encapsulate Freire's ideas about Brazil and Portuguese colonialism. He argued that the three-way mixing of different racial groups, based on pseudoscientific notions of biological stock, led to a profound blending of culture in Brazil. This blending was so extensive that little of the original group culture remained, especially compared to the more defined cultures in the United States. Freire believed that the history of the Iberian Peninsula predisposed Portuguese settlers to both biological and cultural mixing, with a more benevolent governing ethos than in British or French colonies. The hybridization of Portuguese culture, influenced by the dynamic between Portuguese and Moorish culture on the Iberian Peninsula, was already present when settlers arrived in Brazil. The warm climate of the Iberian Peninsula also prepared Portuguese colonists for the hot weather in Brazil.